Good afternoon. Haven't made a video in a while, so I thought I would introduce the next project, next issue to work on. When I turn the key into the on position, I'm supposed to get two lights on the dash before I start it. I should get one for oil pressure, and I should get one for the generator. Similar to in newer cars, when you put the key in the on position, you see the check engine light, you see pretty much every light on the dash so that you can verify that they work, then you start the car and everything goes away. That's not happening here. I know that the generator is working at least enough to where the fan is running, but as I'm driving the car, I need to be able to know these things from inside the car while I'm driving. And I don't have that now, so I need to figure out why. Never have since we got the car. It's never worked, those lights. So assuming there's some corrosion or electrical contact is disconnected or something. So this project is going to be pulling all of these guys, cleaning really well. As you can see, it looks pretty nasty, and some of those fuses are pretty old as it is. Also, I'm going to pull each one of these contacts, spray and clean really well, maybe sandpaper if I need to, but at the very least, they're all going to need that QD electronics cleaner to kind of get any corrosion off and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's the project. I want to get those two lights working the way they're supposed to, and go on from there. Wish me luck. All right, so we got the fuse box cleaned out inside the car and got most of the fuses replaced. Started taking a look at the wiring here. It's obviously quite the spaghetti mess. The two lights that I've been concerned about that are not working, this guy right here, and the one right across from it right here. If you take this and twist it, you can pull the whole light assembly out. I don't know if you can see that on the, yeah, you can see it on the video, good. This whole little dude disconnects, and the bulb, if you push in and turn, the bulb pops out. I've tested the bulb by itself. I've tested the bulb in the casing. Everything works fine. So that would say to me there's either a wiring issue here or some issue between the wiring here and the back of the car. So I started looking a little further. I was looking for some diagrams on how this thing's supposed to be wired, because I know before I bought it, the wiring harness was replaced at some point. So I know we're not looking at stock wiring here. So after a ton of research, finally found a diagram on how this wiring is supposed to be, and it's like pretty much hand drawn. I'll put it in the video if I can. but it showed me this wire down here at the very bottom. There's this little contact all the way at the bottom with a wire off of it. I assumed that that was a ground because I see that that's how it's wired. It's got a wired from here over to here, and there's a double connection here. This is the grounding block, right? And then it goes up here to some other switch that doesn't work anymore. So I've assumed that was a ground, right? The diagram I found said, nope, that's the power. Everything else here is ground based. So that would tell me that's probably an issue. Let's go ahead and test that theory. So I'm gonna disconnect this little dude here. It's just connected to the ground over here. And let's see. I've got these test leads. They're gonna come in handy again. I'm gonna connect one to that bottom contact. And according to the diagram, there's supposed to be a Y-split wire that connects from there up to the fuel level vibrator. So now, with it wired like that, we should be getting power. Everything in here should have power now. Let's find out. Okay, let's see what we got. The generator light's working. Good, good. Okay, that worked. Let's see. So for right now, let me disconnect this guy. I don't need this connection on the fuel vibrator right now. I'm going to move it down to that spot to power the entire speedometer for now. I'm going to continue researching what wiring is supposed to go where, but at least right now I need to get that thing powered so I've got the bulb that I'm supposed to have. So I'm going to bring this down to here, plug it in. And let's check the car, make sure the light still turns on. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So, next thing to figure out is what can we do about the oil pressure light. So the wiring looks sound. I think we might actually have an issue with the oil pressure sender. Let's see what we can do to figure out the issue here. I've based on the testing I've done, the wiring looks good between here and the front. I don't know if the oil sender's working, but what I can do really quick, get the oil sender here. I can disconnect this from here, disconnect the wire, and connect it to a known ground back here, and then check the light up front and see if we get any joy. So let's do that. We've got a ground right here on the alternator. Let's pull this guy off. Okay, let's go check the light. All right. Yeah, that gets us both lights. So that proves that the wiring between here and the front is good. Also re-verifies that the bulb is good, the housing is good, we don't have any corrosion that's causing an issue there. The issue really feels like the sender at this point. I don't have one of those right now. I can put one on order. What I do have is the device. I think it's called SaveMyBug. Let me go get it. Yeah. So what I do have is this device from SaveMyBug.com. This goes in place of the dipstick, and it gets wired to the same location as the oil pressure sender. So while the car is running, the heat will cause this little copper dude to come over here towards the screw and ground itself out if it gets too hot. Just kind of like a meat timer type of deal. So I could use this for now and drive a little bit. I really want to go ahead and just get that oil sender then before I drive anymore. But this will give me at least the ability to see that light work. You know, I can plug everything up, go back there and manually fiddle the little copper piece and see the light come on to know that everything's good. All right, let's install this thing. Pull out my dipstick, set it aside. So this is the whole device here. So she goes all the way down where the dipstick was, and we'll run this wire back here. Super graceful. Where'd you go? Okay. And this thing actually, it plugs onto the end of the oil sender, and then there's another tab here to plug the original wire into the back of it so that both can continue working. Once I have a working oil sender, I'll be able to see the light when I first turn the key. There we go. And we'll have this little dude working. So if the testing works properly, which I'm going to do here in a second, I should be able to turn the key into the on position and then come back here and push the little copper dude up to touch the screw, and should be able to see the light come on in the car. In theory. Let's find out. All right, heck yeah, that worked. Cool, so I feel better about that. At least I'll know as I'm driving down the road, if I drive this before I get the oil pressure sender replaced, I'll know if I'm getting warm. And now that we've got the light for this guy working, I'll know if my belt's working, you know, or if the alternator fried and all that jazz. So good news, success. All right, next project is going to be a temperature sensor on the underside of the motor run to an actual temperature gauge in the car. So stay tuned for that. That'll be fun. All right, thanks for watching. I wanted to also say really quick, this book is invaluable. If you don't have this, you should probably get it. Reads really cool. It helped me kind of rule out a lot of things as I was troubleshooting, and it helped me search more intelligently on the internets. So definitely invaluable. Get you a copy. Peace.